Now moving on to other news, members of French far-left trade union CGT protested in Paris on Thursday this week to demand pay rises to compensate for inflation. Now, earlier this week, workers in Total Energies refineries in France ended nearly a month-long strike that sparked gasoline shortages nationwide and mobilized industrial action for pay hikes that keep up with the soaring cost of living. Total CEO Patrick Pouyanné reported on Thursday its gas and renewable energy sector posted record operating income of $3.6 billion in the third quarter, a $1.1 billion increase from the previous quarter. Now, Total's overall earnings were up 43% from the third quarter of last year. Around 1,500 protesters then gathered for the march in what Martinez said was more than legitimate on hearing of Total's profits.
Notre souci, c'est de maintenir la mobilisation, alors avec des hauts et des bas, mais dans tout le mouvement, il y a des périodes, et les périodes de congés scolaires, elles sont moins favorables aux mobilisations, mais c'est de maintenir parce que on fait deux constats. Premièrement, s'il n'y avait pas eu toutes ces mobilisations, il n'y aurait pas de négociations salariales dans les entreprises et il n'y aurait pas donc d'augmentation de salaire. Et vous l'avez noté, soit parce qu'il y a des mobilisations, les négociations sont avancées et il y a des choses qui se passent. L'exemple, c'est Total. Sans mobilisation chez Total, il n'y aurait pas eu ces 5% d'augmentation générale. Et puis, même dans des endroits où il y a eu des négociations et des augmentations en début d'année, comme le compte n'y est pas, ils remettent ça. Donc, je pense qu'il faut, enfin, je pense pas, moi c'est les échos que j'ai, il y a besoin de continuer à maintenir cette pression.
The European Central Bank have raised interest rates aimed at handling out-of-control inflation on Thursday this week, raising questions about how far the bank intends to go with the threat of recession looming over their economy. The 25-member Governing Council raised its interest rate benchmarks by 0.75 percentage point. Now, central banks around the world are indeed rapidly raising interest rates that steer the cost of credit for businesses and consumers. Inflation robs consumers of purchasing power, leading many economists to pencil in a recession for the end of this year and the beginning of next year in both the U.S. and the 19 countries that use the euro as their currency. Higher rates can control inflation by making it more expensive to borrow, spend, and invest, which in turn lowers demand for goods. But the concerted effort to raise rates has also raised concerns about their impact on economic growth and on markets for stocks and bonds. The European Central Bank also must keep an eye on the euro's sagging value against the US dollar, although the ECB says it does not target any particular exchange rate. Now, a weaker euro also worsens inflation by raising the price of imported goods. The euro dropped below parity with the dollar after the ECB decision before climbing back up, but it remains near its lowest levels in 20 years.